I've been loving watching all these things I find chic videos lately. They feel so calming and inspiring. And I even made a little reel or short about some things that I find really chic lately. And it's inspired me to make this video for you guys on not just what I find chic this season, but also how you can create a chic lifestyle for yourself, or a lifestyle that feels more chic. Because you'll see in this video what I find to be chic. It's not just about material things. It's very much routines and rituals that you add to your life as well. And it definitely doesn't need to be expensive. I very much believe true chicness has much more to do with the depth of an individual, their interests, as I mentioned, their rituals and their routines. So let's get into some simple ways I believe we can all bring a little bit more chicness into our lives. Starting off with a material item that I very much think slots into those rituals that you can build. You may have seen in some of my reels recently, I've been loving the whole tea tray setup and like setting up your morning ritual on it. Mine came with a little, what's it called? Why am I blanking on the word? Coaster. A little coaster for your mug as well. And I love to just do like a little morning lineup with like my breakfast, or I'll add like a journal and crossword notebook. I'll put it next to this, and it's like just like a spread of all the things that I'm going to do that morning. And I really have been enjoying just how like elegant it feels to have your little tea tray with your breakfast laid out on it. And something like a tea tray feels like such a small detail, but these small details can really feel like they elevate your day. Along the line of tea trays, in my cup, I have some dainty little spoons that I love using for adding sugar to my coffee or stirring little things. And I think having little gorgeous spoons and cutlery like this, it makes me feel kind of like a princess. As I mentioned, again, it's kind of like a little detail that adds so much to your day. And along that line as well, talking about the morning ritual, I love just like unique mugs. This one I actually painted myself, and I think there's something very calming about painting your own mugs. As you can see, I'm having my tea in this little bear mug. I just love ones with cute little designs on them, and I think having mugs that are cute or something that you enjoy, again, it elevates your whole morning. And I love even going over to my friends' houses and seeing like what kind of mugs do they have. Little things like that really matter. As we're talking about morning rituals, I think we should talk about journaling, because this is something that I think can really elevate your morning and very much plays into the whole ritual of your day and how you start your day. So these are some of mine. One actually is the 5-minute journal, which I've been using for years. And this is actually a really good journal to use if you don't really know how to journal, or you get stuck, or you're worried about how much time you're going to spend journaling. It really does take less than 5 minutes. And it's very much a gratitude journal, and it's great because you use it morning and night. So it really adds to your routine for the day. I am someone who also loves to sketch, and I really suggest like trying out journaling paired with sketching. So you kind of sketch moments from your day. Even if you're not good at sketching, it's actually a really good practice to try sketch out moments or visuals for how you're feeling or a memory. So I highly suggest that as well if you haven't tried it out. I like to use my sketchbook as kind of a journal at the same time. And I've mentioned in my videos before too, but it's great to have a little pocket notebook, because journaling doesn't have to just be part of your morning ritual. I love seeing people out and about. I think it's very chic when I see them journaling on the train, journaling at a cafe, and I think getting a small little book like this helps you actually practice doing that more. And talking about what to fill your journal with, I do have some ideas for that. I talked about this in my most recent video, but I picked up this Country Commonplace book, and it's a really great source of inspiration for building your own commonplace book. Now, it doesn't have to be this thick. This lovely author decided to split it up into different seasons, but it's a collection of recipes, quotes, poems that you like, pieces from different books that you enjoy, and I think it's a really good practice to start doing that yourself, so you could start filling your journal with commonplace book notes. And another idea for filling your journal, because you can never run out of sources of inspiration, is to start the artist's way. I just started this again recently, and it's actually quite difficult. The morning pages, you have to fill 3 pages of your journal every single morning, right as you wake up. 1, it's like adding a new step to your morning ritual or routine. And 2, filling 3 pages. I mean, as someone who kind of comes and goes with journaling and my routine with that, I actually find it quite difficult to fill 3 pages. If anyone else has tried it, let me know in the comments below and how easy you find it or not. But this is a really great way to stick to a schedule and also get back in the practice of journaling. Another thing that I think is just so chic is to speak eloquently. Now, this is something that I don't find comes naturally to me, and I think it's something that we can all work on intentionally. You may come across someone every now and then where you're like, wow, they're just so good at voicing their thoughts and articulating things. And I think a good way to build upon this this is 1, to read more, 2, to journal. And when you journal, it's really great to keep like a word of the week running list. I used to do this in Notion and I want to pick it back up, but on like pen and paper, I think I actually like stick to remembering things better that way. But you can pick up like words in books that you find inspiring, words that you come across that you don't understand, and writing down the definition and how to use them. And it's a great practice to come back to that page and evaluate if you're using those words correctly, if you're trying them out, if you're remembering them in your day-to-day. And I think it really helps to work on just speaking more eloquently. This is more of a material item, but I do believe it is really chic to have your own signature scent. And this is something I used to do and like practice more and sticking to it, but I've come back to that lately. I went on a little experimental kind of phase this year where I was trying new ones. I've come back to my favorite, which is Skylar Clean Beauty. It's Vanilla Sky. I love a vanilla scent, especially at this time of year of Christmas around the corner. And I love to pair my signature perfume with a signature body butter as well, scented body butter. And I used to use the Way one, but I actually ran out of that recently. I'll put the name of it here. I forget what it's called. St. Bart's? I'll place it up here on the screen. But in the meantime, I've been using this one that my friend got me. I really like it because it's coconut oil and these different extracts, this like butter that is not a super strong scent. So when I pair it with my perfume, I don't believe it to be too overpowering, because that is something to keep in mind as well. Some people are more sensitive to scents than others. And yeah, I just love to pair these two together because they pair nicely in my opinion, and I don't think they're too strong, hopefully. Another item, or I guess section of items that I find really chic is jewelry that tells a story. I love pairing like antique pieces with maybe just like really unique pieces that you picked up. They don't have to be expensive, but I love, experimenting with different pieces and mixing and matching them. And I love coming across people who aren't scared to experiment with their jewelry as well. I mean, I think accessories in general can be really fun to help elevate an outfit. I love wearing a headband, especially on like the days where my hair is a little bit greasier, and it makes me feel a bit more put together. There's just so many different ways that you can go about this, but I do think, having really unique jewelry pieces is very chic. Another thing that I find to be so chic, especially this time of year, as it feels like we're almost like moving to this hibernation season, is candlelight and ambiance. So really focusing on different candles in your house and lighting them at nighttime, dimming the lights at nighttime, really helps you kind of get into that nighttime routine as well and get ready to go to sleep. But I've especially been loving, it's a bit wobbly because this candle doesn't actually fit perfectly in the holder. I need to get one that does. I love these more like antique-y looking candles and candle holders. I have a set of 2 of these and I just love to put them in different parts of my house. It feels like it adds a little bit more character to a more modern like apartment setting as well. Another thing that I find so chic, and this won't come as a surprise to any of you who have been following me for some time, is self-learning and curiosity. I did a whole series on my channel for a fall 2025 life curriculum where you make your goals into classes, you make your hobbies as electives, and you try to create a semi-schedule that you can stick to complete those goals and complete those electives. And it's great to also take notes in a designated notebook for the different classes that you're taking, these different goals. And I just think it's really chic when I see others working on their goals and their interests and their passions, especially when you become like a wealth of knowledge in that area and you talk about it passionately with others. I think that's just so chic. And if you want to try your own curriculum or just get back into self-studying and researching as a hobby, I do have a Notion template that I made available in my series, but I'll also link it down below for you guys so you can start on your own. I have a winter one coming soon, so stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to add a little twist to it and just make, this researching as a hobby activity really fun and enjoyable for each season. And my final point today for what I find chic, but definitely not the last item I have in my mind. There's so many different things that I find chic. I can make like a whole other video on it. It's being very well groomed and put together, especially with like your nails or your hair. And I think with nails, you don't have to go to a nail salon. I did that a lot last year. And I find actually that kind of broke my natural nails a bit by having like shellac on them. I think just taking care of them at home, keeping them simple. I really love to add like a clear or like a pinky polish with protection coat on top for my nails and just do them at home. And I think staying on top of that has made me feel a little bit more chic. I'm not perfect at painting my nails. I think some people execute it really beautifully. I'll put some photos up on the screen of inspo of what I would love to get to a point of mastering. But for right now, I'm just trying my best. I do think it's really chic though to see anyone who's just mastered the art of being well groomed all the time. So yes, I don't believe a chic lifestyle is about having the most things or the most expensive things. I think it's about treating yourself, your time, and your space with care. And I hope that you found something new from my video that you get to try out this week to make your life feel a little bit more chic. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to stay tuned for some of my shorts. As I mentioned, there's so many little things that I find chic, things that I haven't tried yet, and I just love to see on others that I would love to talk about nonstop. So I will definitely make some more shorts on this. And if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know, because I would love to make another video focused on this topic down the road as well. Make sure to grab my Notion template if you didn't, and also check out my video description. I'll link anything that I got that I can find online for you guys. But another note is actually, I think thrifting a lot of the items that I showed may actually be a better way to go about this. You might actually find much nicer things when you thrift, but I will link everything that I found as well. And with that, I will see you all in next week's video. Bye, friends.